Yeah, ho, ho.
When I thought Joel Levert was my boyfriend. And let me be clear. I thought he was my boyfriend. I was never his girlfriend, right? But in my mind, you know, we'll take it somewhere, right? So I'm in my feelings, because I like this little teddy bear, right? But the teddy bear didn't like.
It was reciprocated.
Okay, all right, not the way I wanted it to be, right? So I call up my best friend.
That actually looks pretty
And
good.
I'm saying I'm mad. He said, all right. He said, listen, it's all good. When you come home, you know, let's just hang out, right? And when I went home, I was doing a BET award.
Right.
Big party at my house.
Yeah.
And the next day I was supposed to go to Athens for the Athens Festival.
Mm-hmm.
So that night at the house, my house, the outside is packed. There ain't nobody throw a Hollywood party, Shannon Sharp, like Monique threw a Hollywood party. Had every race, every nationality, everything you thought could be at a party, and everybody was just
having a great time.
A great time, right? So he's at the party, and he's very reserved, you know, very reserved cat. So I grabbed his hand and said, "Come on, let's go dancing," and we got on the dance floor and have a great time. After that, I'm like, "All right, I gotta start packing to get ready to go to the Essence Festival." So we go upstairs and I take my shower. Well, it's nothing for him to see me naked because we were ripping,
right?
You know, so nothing. So he says, "When you come back from Essence, I want to talk with you." So I said, "Okay." So he went to kiss me on my cheek, but the kiss was half lip. It was like here.
Yeah, okay. Oh, see, it's liquid.
You see it? It was right there, right? Now, I tried to turn my whole mouth, but it came right there. Right? I felt something different. And I was like, and then after it happened, we both almost had a feeling of like, we did something wrong. Like this, like that's my. So, we didn't address it.
Right.
Came back from Essence Festival. I went to his place.
Okay.
He fixed dinner. He fixed dinner and read this amazing poem that he wrote. That was almost 19 years ago. We've never been apart since then.
Wow.
We've never been apart since then. And I am more in love with that man today than I was when we first got married, because I didn't really know what I was getting. I knew I was getting somebody I could trust, because I just needed somebody that I could just trust, like my brother stole from me. Like I just needed somebody that I didn't want to keep on having randoms.
Right.
Because that gets old after a while.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You're trying to fill the void.
Right.
And men go through that as well as women. You just get tired of it. So I knew I could trust him. But I didn't know he was the king that he was, Shannon. I didn't know that I would be raised. And there are women that have a problem with me saying that, and I will not back down from it. I did not know that that man would take me from a 15-year-old mentality, even though I'm a star, I'm famous, I got a few dollars in my bank account, but still had that little girl mentality. You can't correct me, you can't say nothing to me, you can't check me, you can't do none of that. Still had that way. That man was able to shut all of that down and grow me up. So, I got a great one. I won't even say a good one. I got a great one.
You got a great one.
Yeah.
You got a lover, a best friend,
yes,
a manager, a husband,
yes,
confidant,
yes, yes, yes,
a protector.
Yeah. You're saying it, and it seems like people have a hard time getting it, but that's exactly who Sidney Hicks says. He's all of those things.
When the Queen of Comedy, was that because of Samora, Dale Givens, Miss Lloyd? Tell me about the Queens of Comedy. We hear about the Kings of Comedy all the time, and it was great.
Yeah.
You.
I was not an original Queen of Comedy. And when I came on, right, so honored to be in the presence of 3 of the greatest female comedians to ever do it. And when I tell you hands down, them sisters are incredible because they've paved ways for people. And when we got together, Shannon, it was non-stop history making. because we were selling out in ways that were unheard of, right? And I can remember our first show, because I was not initially the headliner at the Queens of Comedy. Some more was. And I remember our first show, and this is why I appreciate her, because she knows a great show. Like, you have some comedians that feel like, you can't follow me. I tore the stage down and it's over. You can't. And I felt that way one time in my life, and that was with D.L. Hughley, right? But she was the headliner of the show. And we were in Atlanta. And it was one of those shows where the basket for me was this big. Like, I don't care what I said, it was just, right? Samore is one of the funniest. It's just our energies are different. I'm liable to run across the stage, just the energy is different. And that night, the energy was just different. It was not that she was less funny, just the energy was different. And this is why I love that sister. She walked off the stage that night after she closed the show. She walked by me and she said, "You headline from now on." And she kept walking. We never discussed it. We never discussed it. It takes, for me, it takes a person saying, "We want a great show."
Right.
We just want a great show.
Correct.
And that's what that was. Miss Laura told me how to warm up food on a damn iron with a towel. She said, "Bitch, I've been to prison. We don't have no microwave and we're going to eat these buffalo wings. Flip that iron over and wrap that Reynolds wrap up and cover it with that towel." Baby, them buffalo wings were so damn good. But did we get treated fairly? Hell to the no. No, we did not. There were times on that Queens of Comedy tour that I had to, even on that tour, I had to say some things because it wasn't fair. And the way we were being treated, it was not fair. There were times when money wasn't right. And I remember the first date for the Queens of Comedy. And I got a call from my agent. And she says to me, "No more C&D promoters. You're in the big leagues now. Walter Latham wants you to be a part of the Queens of Comedy." Okay. No problem.
Because he's the executive producer of the Kings of Comedy, correct?
Right, this gonna be a blast.
Yeah.
The first check I got. Let me sip before I tell you.
And take me a sip too.
I want something
My
to drink,
friend
man.
called me up and said, "Monique, this check is no good." I said, "Excuse me?"
The money jump up.
Sip again. Damn it.
I might need a little something strong. Hold on.
Damn it, man. The money's no good. I said, "What you say?" She said, "Monique, this check is no good." So I immediately got on the phone with my agent. And I said, "Let me tell you something about C&D promoters. My money always good. Now I need you to get Walter Latham on the phone. Walter Latham, from here on out, I will only accept cash from you moving forward. You have 2 hours to get the money into my account. If not, take me off the Queens of Comedy tour."
Did he make it right?
He made it right. You saw me on the tour, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then one night, this is why people could say that's a problem. If I tell you I'm going to pay you $50,000.25, what are you expecting?
50,000, 25 cents.
So one night they tried to give me what was not all of it. I need all of it. I don't care if it's a little bit. Mom, so you get it, my throat hurts. So they get sick on them saying, "Oh, you." Well, I performed that night because they had to go get my money.
Right.
Then they started selling shows off. So what that means is now you got different promoters coming in. We're women. We are women. Okay? Samore had an assistant and I had an assistant. And both of our assistants were not the kind of men that were gonna fight. Okay? They ain't scratch you. But they weren't gonna ball their fists up and do no guffing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we're in a position now where we're trying to defend ourselves, because now you walking up, I'm a promoter. Take pictures with my family, and we had no idea this was happening.
Right.
One night, we were on the Kings and Queens, right? And oh, how Bernie Mac is missed. Oh, how he's missed. Because he was a real. All the kings of comedy had limos. Steve had one. Bernie had one. Cedric had one. Dio had one. All of them. Then another limousine pull up and they say, "This is for the queens of comedy." I said, "I will not. I will not. You better pull up 4 separate limousines. You're going to treat us the same way you treated them." We helped sell out 44,000 people. That wasn't just the kings, it was the kings and the queens. So you will treat us accordingly.
Right.
All the kings got Rolex watches when it was over.
What y'all?
I'm still waiting for mine. That's the treatment. So when people say, "Why won't y'all do the queens again?" It was a moment in time. And it was a beautiful moment in time. And some things should be left where they were.
Wow. This is what I want to get to.
I want you to get to it.
Don't let them take the
A
Christmas.
lot of this happened with the movie Precious. That the movie made Monique par amongst them. She shined the brightest
You can't
because
have
she
the
played that
crystal.
role.
You'll
Nobody
endanger
else could have did that
everyone.
role justice, Mo. Nobody. You played it, and I remember walking out the movie and I called my sister. I said, "She gonna win the Academy Award for that role." I said, "It's almost like she was born to play that role." Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Okay, you shoot a movie.
Yes.
The movie wraps. You might have to come back and do some voiceover, some touch-up work here and there.
Yes.
That's already scripted into the contract. Now, the promotion aspect of the contract. What were you contracted to do? Because that seems to be where the conflict seems to come in.
Yes.
Because you like, okay, what? So tell the people that's gonna watch this and listen to this, what was Monique contractually obligated to do as far as the promotional aspect of Precious?
I was contractually obligated to promote the movie Precious under Lee Daniels Productions.
Okay.
I promoted Precious under Lee Daniels Productions. I did Oprah, I did magazines, I did TV shows, I did all of the promotions I was contractually obligated to do.
Okay.
That was it.
That was it.
I'm done with it.
Done.
Okay?
Done.
Now Precious is going to Cannes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I had the Monique Show.
Mm-hmm.
I am on the Spread the Love tour.
3,
I have toddler babies.
1.
And I'm also a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The Monique Show is like down for maybe a couple days, a week or so.
Right.
I got some days off on the tour. I'm going to relax with my family.
Yeah.
Because once they sold the movie,
Right.
you didn't sell me.
Right.
Whoopi Goldberg. See, Whoopi Goldberg said I could have fooled you and told you what was expected when I didn't promote and go overseas. And you know how you just looked up and looked away?
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg, what you were saying to me, I could have spooled you and told you, you go in that house and let them have their way with you.
Right.
And I'll be here when you come back.
Mm-hmm.
So after I'm done with my promotions, Lionsgate reaches out to my husband. Initially, they think they're talking to my attorney, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they say, "We want Monique to come to Cannes. She promoted so well in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
We want her to go international and promote the movie and do Cannes."
Okay.
I tell my husband, "Please let them know I respectfully decline. I appreciate it, but I respectfully decline. I'm gonna spend some time at home." Lionsgate calls back. "We really would like for Monique to come to Cannes
Mm-hmm.
promote this movie. Please let them know I respectfully decline. I'm gonna spend time with my family." Lionsgate calls back and says, "What is it gonna take for us to get Monique to come to Cannes? We'll give her another week in France. We'll upgrade her room." My husband said, "Is there a dollar amount attached to what you're asking for?" "Oh, we will never pay anyone to promote a film, never." He said, "We understand, and we're never going to work for free. You're asking her to do something that she's not obligated to do."
Correct.
Well, is this the attorney?" He said, "Actually, I'm her manager and her husband." Now we can put it on the husband's being difficult.
Right.
Right? Okay? So I don't owe anybody anything. That's why I was never sued. Now we go to the Hoodie Awards. Tyler Perry is there. Okay? Tyler Perry calls me in his room. Now, when I go into Tyler Perry's room, his staff is in there. Now, you ready to holler laughing?
Yes.
Okay, I take my security in there with me because I always want to have somebody with me. Right? Tyler Perry does this. And the people scattered. They all left out the room. I said, look at this shit right here. You saw me. And they all scattered.
That wasn't the light, that's for the people. You don't like lights on?
Lights off because they got their asses up out of here.
Okay.
So at the time, my security looked at me. I said, you don't work for Tyler Perry. You could.
Touche.
So Tyler Perry says to me, listen, Monique, we really need you to, promote this film because if you get nominated for the Oscar, your next movie is going to be $3 to $5 million. If you win it, your next movie is $6 to $8 million. I said, Tyler Perry, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. When they gonna pay that kind of money? No, I'm telling you, that's what it is. And you just go and promote it. I said, listen, brother, you can pay me to promote it because at the time, now him and Oprah produced on the film.
Right.
I said, you can pay me to do it. I don't care where the check comes from, but y'all just gonna pay me to do it. He said, I'm not in the habit of giving out money for free. I said, and I'm not in the habit of working for free. But you gave T.D. Jakes a check for $1 million, but that's another story, and I'm back. Mm-hmm. So when he then says that, it's like, listen, we both mutually agree. You don't give out free money, I don't work for free. We hugged, Shannon. When we were done talking, we hugged. Do you hear me?
Yes.
We hugged like brother and sister, like it's cool, he understands.
Right.
Okay? Oprah Winfrey calls my husband. I want y'all to take your time, because I'm getting ready to go.
Yeah, that's your camera, right?
Yeah, because the people at home, they sitting there like, Monique, what happened? They got the right tape. She calls my husband.
Okay.
My husband explains to her what's going on. He says, there have been times I've had to draw the line in the sand. So my husband said, well, what is different between you and Monique? You've got to draw the line, and you're saying when you know they're asking you for too much. She said, you're absolutely right, and I understand your position. You're right in the position you're taking. So when you're looking at me saying, well, what happened? I'm telling you what happened.
But, okay. He's saying that privately, but did she voice that publicly?
Did you hear her say it?
Go.
Yeah.
Did you hear her say it? JT, did you hear her say it?
No.
Did you hear her say it, Zach? Regina, did you hear her? Tommy? No one seemed to hear that publicly. She said that privately. Now, when she said that, see, everything we're saying to you, it can be proven. She had him on speakerphone. And that when she was talking to him, in that room was a man named Reggie Wells, who just passed, who used to be Oprah Winfrey's makeup artist, who he had a conversation with me and my husband. Now, for you babies that's good with the little internet, we had a show on called Monique and Sydney Finding a Way to Be Unoffended. Finding a Way to Be Unoffended. Reggie Wells is on that show speaking about Oprah Winfrey. Reggie Wells said, Monique, I was there that day. He said, and when y'all got off the phone, I looked at her and said, why don't you just pay this woman the money? She deserves it. And she looked at him and said, I won't be paying her nothing. And he said, that's not right, and you know it's not right. Now, that man shared that on that show. So I'm not saying nothing that hasn't been shared. So you have people that will say things in private, but won't do it publicly. I'm the person that I will say it in private, and I'm going to say it publicly. Because that's the only way we make it right.
But you don't need somebody to talk good to your face. You need somebody to talk good behind your back. So if you're telling me what a great person I am in my face, but you're telling me I'm dog poop behind my back, what good is that?
What does that make those kind of people, Shannon? What does it make those kind of people?
Cowardly.
That is cowardly. See, here's what's this: when we have our juggernauts, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart. These are our juggernauts of our community. These are the people that our babies say, when I grow up, I want to be that. I want to be like that. So we have to call those people to the mat and say, listen, what are you teaching our babies? You're feeding poison because you're showing them your private jet. I'm going to show you my mansion. I'm going to show you my fancy cars. But my character is shot and I'm bankrupt. I got a lot of money in my bank. It's more zeros than some of them than we can imagine. But their character, they are bankrupt. Those are bankrupt people. So everybody that Cat sat right here and told you about, can't wait to see your next interviews with those people.
That's coming on now, Mo.
Invite them. They're not gonna do it.
Well, look, I've already done Steve. I have a relationship with Steve.
Do him again. Do him again. And I'm gonna say this.
I'm trying to get Oprah in Thailand.
Baby, we got him. Y'all, come on, stop playing.
They ain't coming on, Mo, thanks to you.
You know how.
Don't let their love
And I don't want to
rub
put you
off
on the spot, but I'm gonna say it. I appreciate you as a black man and what you're doing. If you are my friend, and someone says to me, Monique, Shannon Sharp wronged me,
You can't have the crystal. You'll endanger everyone.
and you my friend,
Yeah,
I'm gonna call my friend,
you can come to me.
and I'm gonna say, hey, is what they saying true? And if you get to hemming and hawing, I'm gonna tell you, till you fix it, you and I can't talk. Because if you'll do them that way, it'll be a matter of time before you do it to me. So if Steve Harvey is your friend, you call your friend up and you ask him, is what our sister saying right, man? Because if it is, we can't do that to her. If that's our sister. See, it took a transgender named T.S. Madison. It was a guy named Jamaica Carter. Jamaica Carter and our mutual Jamaica Carter and our friends. T.S. Madison was a mutual friend. So Jamaica called me and said, would you mind doing T.S. Madison's show? I go do T.S. Madison's show. When I tell T.S. Madison when the camera cuts, I said, listen, your friend is wrong. She said, Monique Lee Daniels is my friend. I said, then you need to call your friend and tell him to fix this shit. She said, I will. Within a couple of days, who did I get a call from? Lee Daniels. See, that's a friend. That's a true friend that's saying, I love you so much that I want to make sure that's not on your heart or your conscience. Let's fix it. Let's make it right. So when people ask Lee now, when we did the deliverance together, how was it to work with Monique? It was as if we had never parted ways because he fixed it. He owned it and he took accountability for it. Can't now keep you to the cross because you've owned it.
Yeah.
You had to be forgiven.
Right.
So I appreciate that someone had grace and mercy with me. So I'm gonna have that with other people when they take accountability for what they've done.
The Falcone crime family was sent to receive a ship.
I was paid $50,000.
That's it.
That's it, and I never complained because that's what I signed up for. It was an independent film, right?
Right.
So when my friend called me, and I'm gonna quote him, he said, "Bitch, this one right here, right here." He said, "This shit is crazy." By the time I got to page 10, I called him back. I said, "What the hell is this, Lee?" He said, "Bitch, I know." He said, "It's sick." After my husband and I read that script, he said, "Mama,
Let me show you
if you play this with no judgment, when you say action, don't judge the character, just become it." This is an award-winning. This is award-winning. So, with all of that being said, I never complained about the $50,000. I did everything I was supposed to do. No, nothing. It is when they started asking me to become a slave. It is when Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey started asking me to work for free. It is when they started doing the bidding for whomever the gatekeeper was at the time to say, we can get it. Remember the scene in Sparkle? You ever seen Sparkle with Irene Cara?
Yeah.
And Philip Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
Remember when they was in the car because the Jew-man was trying to get him to sign over that contract? And he kept shaking his head like, you will not get me to turn my back on this woman. That's what this is. We ain't turning him back. My husband ain't turning his back. He ain't signing for something he know ain't right. And people have a problem with it. And we gotta keep speaking on it, Shannon, because the next one's coming for real. I would hate for you to have to sit another sister in this chair and she tell you the same story.
So, considering you won the Oscar, normally when you win the Oscar, not saying you would win another or get Oscar-worthy scripts, but there's normally a run where you in 2-3 films. Now Monique, that 50,000, 100 or a million or 2 million. You feel ill that you were blackballed from that point. and Monique did not make the money what she should have been compensated for future roles.
Let's tie it all back in.
Okay.
Okay? You have a man that says, I lied on you.
Yes.
I put a rumor out there on you.
Yeah.
And I said I was going to apologize. But then you have another man that comes back when I'm off Empire and says, Mo, they said you're difficult to work with, you're going to be a problem. Where would they get that from?
Well, somebody that's as powerful as Tyler.
Okay? So now I'm scratched from that.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now when it comes to movies, I'm a difficult person to work with. Nobody ever had a problem with me.
They never said, did anybody say that prior to Precious?
Yes. No, not prior to Precious.
Right.
I've never had a problem with nobody. As long as I was saying, yes, you good. The moment you start challenging, we got a problem.
What about the Parker? What about Moesha? Had anybody said anything prior about Monique's character prior to her not wanting to do international press, what she wasn't contractually obligated to do?
Never.
Prior to that, nobody said anything.
Never. The only person that could say anything that is a producer is a guy named Will Packer. Did a movie called Almost Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
When Will Packer sat down with my husband and I, Shannon, every other word out of his mouth was queen.
Thanks for checking
You
out
are
the
queen
alarm
and the
signal
queen
coming
and
from
the queen and the queen.
I've had them
And we
myself,
just
but
want you to
I'm
do a
trying to get to the bottom of
cameo.
Darkseid's plan.
And here's what
Anyway,
we're going to pay you.
We can discuss that
My
later.
husband
The
said,
readings are coming from the Phantom Zone
Will,
projector.
that does not
Head
cover
over there
Monique doing
and check back
promotions.
in.
That covers none of that, brother. This is just for the cameo,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
The director was David Talbot. My husband and David Talbot were college roommates. They were across the hall from one another.
Right.
In the script, I was that quick. It's a cameo,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
So 99% of the things you heard Aunt May say, it was Monique, it was me ad-libbing,
Yeah.
okay? It's
The
a cameo.
fortresses'
Right.
defenses are
When we
malfunctioning.
had a meeting with Will Packer, Will Packer says, if you do this for me, I'll give you a 3-picture deal and a sitcom. Now we have all of this in writing. It's all in writing.
What would you need to do? A press? You gonna need to do press for it? You gonna need to promote it, or just do the cameo?
Let's do the cameo. That is what was agreed upon. We were going to do a cameo for the amount of money that he said they were going to pay. No problem. Well, what they did was they kept spreading it out. They kept spreading this character out. We want you in this scene and that scene and this
But
thing.
there ain't no cameo. Cameo.
Okay? David Talbot is our friend. We don't want to make this bad for David Talbot, so we said, okay, no problem. Now let's talk about the treatment. While we're on that set of Almost Christmas, there were a few things that was happening that I took issue with. Will Packer is a producer. He came on that set and tried to give us a direction while the director was standing right there. Said, Will Packer, I will not allow you to do that. You would never do that to Steven Spielberg. You would never do that to a white director. You as a producer won't just walk in and give a direction, so I will not take direction from you. If you have something you want to give to me, you give it to the director. And you have the director to give it to me. You are disrespectful to him. Now, I had a meeting in David Talbot's trailer with Will Packer, David Talbot, and the first AD because they were being disrespectful to this black man, and I was not going to allow that to happen. I had a conversation with the first AD, and I pulled him outside. I said, listen, brother, when it's your turn, I won't let nobody do it to you. But what I'm not going to do is stand by and watch you give a direction after the director gives a direction. It confuses the cast, and it's disrespectful. And to that black man's credit, his eyes filled up with water, and he said, I appreciate you for having this conversation with me. Okay? So, Will Packer and I are now at odds because I'm seeing how this brother's acting. I'm in my trailer. My assistant at the time, her name was Robin, right? Robin is in her 50s.
Mm-hmm.
She's in my trailer with her shoes off. She's on the computer. Will Packer's friend, or I'm not sure what title to give her, okay? She comes into the trailer. Now, in this trailer, it is me, my hairstylist, makeup artist, and my assistant. This young lady who we're all old enough to be her mother. She comes and looks at my assistant and said, what's your shoes doing off?
You in your trailer. Why do you care?
I said, excuse me. You're out of order. You don't come in here questioning nobody in my trailer. As a matter of fact, and her energy was not that of I'm playing. It was, what you I said, as a matter of fact, I need you to go get Will. Because I'm not even going to have this conversation with you. I'm going to talk to your boss. When Will Packer comes into that trailer for us to talk, do you know what that man says to me, and my hairstylist, and my makeup artist, and my assistant. I am the head nigga in charge. Everything starts with me. I said, well, I want to let you know this, Will. You're going to hear that you're the head nigga in charge from me as many times as I can tell people that's what you said. I said, and furthermore, you need to check your assistant because this is my space. We weren't in your trailer without shoes off. We're in my space without shoes off.
But why would he come to you with that type of imagery? What led him to say that when all you asked his assistant to do was to go get him because she's questioning why people in your trailer have the truth?
That's a good one because what I said to him was, who do we need to talk to? This young lady can't be up in here like that. And that's when he became the head nigga in charge. And then I said, who are you the head nigga in charge of? We have Danny Glover on this set. We have a legend and an icon. Are you the head nigga in charge of him? Are you the head nigga in charge of Kimberly Elise? Are you the head nigga in charge of Gabrielle Union? Are you the head nigga in charge of Davey Smooth? Who are you the head nigga in charge of? So he tried to laugh it and joke it. I said, I don't play that way, brother. I said, the food is bad. Like, what we doing here? The food was slop. So when they say they didn't have any food, the food we had, nobody ever ate that food because it was just like you can feed them anything. Now here's where it gets even better. Remember how Taraji said the trailers were infested?
Yes.
Our trailers blew up. They blew up. Now, whenever this airs, I'm gonna post the trailers blowing up so that people can see. But they blew up. And if any of us were in those trailers, we would have been gone. The trailers blew up. Now, when I was smelling the gas, we went to the brothers that was hooking up the trailers, and we said, hey, we smell gas. They said, Mo, we let him know, talking about the head nigga in charge, we let him know. He just said, okay, and walked away. I said, he what? He just said, okay, and walked away. The trailers blew up. Will Packer reach out to anybody? Can't say he didn't reach out to me and say, hey, is everything okay? Did you lose anything?
Attention, this is your general.
Is everything good? The only thing they wanted to know from me was, where was Aunt May's wigs? Where are those wigs? Nobody asked, not the studio, not Will Packer, not nobody said, are you good? Did you lose anything? I said the wigs blew up in the explosion. So to understand what we have to deal with, and to understand most people are too afraid to say it out loud, that we are being mistreated. This is not right. So if that means y'all don't want to play with me, I don't want to play with you either. Let's be clear. I don't want to play with somebody that don't care if I've blown up. What if we were in those trailers? What do y'all say to my family? What do you say? So, with Precious, I owe no one anything. With Almost Christmas, I owed you nothing. However, I did it because we had a relationship with a brother named David Tower. And we didn't want to send him through no drama, no nothing, so we went along with it. Other than that, Shannon Sharp, there's no one that can say, that will sit in my face or my husband's face and say, we had a bad experience with him.
I read that you said this is a chapter of forgiveness. That's your thing. Chapter of
I didn't say that. That's what the guy Hollywood Reporter said. Put words in my mouth. That's not what I said. That's what his ass said.
Okay, what did you say?
Okay. That's what he said. Listen.
What would it take, Mo? Mo, what would it take for Mo Neat to forgive Oprah and Tyler Perry?
Be accountable. Be accountable.
You want Tyler Perry to say what he said on that tape, you want him to say that for?
And he cost my family millions.
You want to be compensated?
Yes, I want to be very clear about that. If someone cost you millions, do you want that back?
Absolutely.
So I'm no different than you.
Right.
Especially when I've done nothing wrong.
Right.
Especially when you've admitted that you've lied.
Okay.
Especially when you've admitted that you started a rumor. Yes, you need to compensate me and my family.
For Oprah.
For Oprah Winfrey.
You will not escape the
You owe
phantom
me an
zone,
apology.
humans, as General
See,
Zod commands.
Shannon, Oprah and I had a private conversation about our mothers. This is the part people don't know.
Right.
Shared with that woman what me and my mother were going through. Now, my mother's no longer here. right?
Right.
And I shared with Oprah Winfrey what we were going through and how I felt. And I was, you trying to balance it out because it's your mother. And I shared that with you. And I shared with her my family, what the dynamic was. And you don't tell me you're going to have my grandparents. I was getting ready to say, God damn, baby, it was right there. But you don't tell me you're going to have my mother and my father on your show. And you think that that's just okay? And the way you try to apologize in front of a group of women, if you think I've done anything wrong, you're going to stop that. I'm very proud of what you've accomplished in your life. We respect everybody, but we over-respect no one. And Oprah Winfrey walks around like, can't be checked. I won't admit to that I'm wrong.
I'm a firm believer, Mo. No one is beyond.
No one at all. So when you keep saying, what is it? I'm going to keep answering you the same exact way. So if you talk to your camera, I'm going to talk to my camera and see how they split the screen. And we're going to invite them at the same time. You talk to them first.
Tyler, Oprah, I would greatly appreciate it if you two guys would come on Club Shay Shay. We sit down and we have a conversation. This is not an interview. This is not hard-hitting. I want you to tell your truth. Miss Oprah or Tyler, tell your truth, and we can get to the bottom of this because, hey, we got an icon here sitting on this couch, and she's hurting.
Oprah and Tyler, I want to say I appreciate my brother Shannon Shaw for saying what he just said, and I want to clear something up. I'm not hurt personally. I'm hurt for our community. I'm hurt that y'all would allow yourselves to sit in something that you know that you've done wrong and not say anything. That helps us not. So Brother Shay Shay has said, y'all come on the sofa. Oprah, this liquor is good. Okay, and I understand you like cranberry and vodka. Okay, Roosevelt Cartwright told me you drink that you like. And he told me some other things, but the drink that you like, come on, Uncle Shay Shay. Let's have a conversation. Ain't that, well, you took yours all the way down, and I cannot. Okay? Okay, I cannot do that.
You already did the.
Thank you, sugar. Now, when we get ready to wrap up, I'm gonna give you an exclusive on something that don't nobody know. Don't nobody know this, and it's gonna be something.
It's gonna be something.
It's gonna be something.
I want to get look. I know it's traumatic, and if you don't want to have to relive it, you don't have to. What you went through with your brother.
Yes.
When you going through that. How is that impacting you during that time? Because I think you're 7 to 13.
You better do your damn homework, Shannon Shaw.
And the impact it's had on you, your relationship with me.
Oh. Shannon trying to be a journalist. Yes, you. My brother. What impact? Wow. Remember when you said, and I don't know if you said this, so I don't want to quote it because I could be wrong.
Okay.
But someone said, Shannon Sharp don't mess with black men. And
Before you go any further, can I say this?
please,
Grandma told me something when I was a little boy. If they boy never chase a lie.
come on. Come on.
What?
And you never said that, right?
Say
Okay, so that's why I said, that's what I said.
Preposterous. You will not
That's
survive much.
we took ChiLL or Dominican, they black. They mama got black. Everybody that shared it was black, right?
Yeah.
Black. Okay? So there's this thing with us that you can't tell us nothing. And oftentimes when a black woman's been traumatized, she's guarded. Then you take a black woman that's been traumatized and now she got a little bit of money. And you take black men, some of them, that's impressed with the money. So I can get to you what I want to. Not being totally disrespectful, but we're running this. You know how we do this. I've always had an aggressive personality.
Yes.
I've always jumped with, if I think you're trying to violate me. So to say what did that do for me, it it made me like this. And it made me say, I'll get you before you can get me. Because I know what it's like to not be in control of what you're taking from me. I know what it's like to be in a position where there's nothing I can do, right? So when it came to men, baby, listen, I had my share. Okay? I'm not saying I was no whore, but I was close. Come on, because you were a football player with a lot of money. When you go into a city and you was in your prime, you had your pick. It's no different for a woman. When I went to a city, everybody wanted to be Professor Ogilvy. And I would pick them.
But see, here's the thing. Now, Mo, all of a sudden, you being this fat black woman, it ain't a problem. You gotta remember, I never used that.
I'll never say that. There's never a problem with me being a fat black woman, because real black men, they like them in all sizes and all complexions. And these new Negroes that get into, she got to be this way, she got to be that way. But real black men, if you can make but what it did was, and this is why I feel the way I feel about my husband.
The virus my scientists placed in the
I remember him saying to me one night, because when we first got together, I was a handful, Shannon. And that's when I was really sick in the way that I thought. And he said, check this out. You've used your brother molesting you as a crutch for your bad behavior. He said, and I won't allow that. He said, when you was a little girl, there was nothing you can do about it. But now as a grown woman, every choice and decision you make, it is yours. And I will not allow you to keep on saying, because of my brother, because at what point do you take accountability for you? Baby, that grew me up, and that night, that grew my ass up that night so fast, because I wanted to hear what my psychiatrist was saying to me. I understand. My husband was like, check this out. Check this out. You are in control of you. Every choice and decision you make, every one you lay down with, that was your choice. You've never come back to me and said you were raped. You're a grown woman. You've never said that. So stop holding on to that crutch. Stop holding on to that victim. If this happened to me, I'm mad for days, and I come up out of it. And when I went to the psychiatrist, right? Everything my husband said to me, the psychiatrist said to me. But he said, I needed you to go to somebody that had no dog in the fight. Because I didn't want you to think I was judging you. I didn't want you to think that because I know the history, I'm pointing my finger. So when I would go to that psychiatrist, Dr. Cassandra Wanzo, she's incredible. Y'all want to know about red bottom shoes? Let me tell you somebody that's going to get your mind right. Dr. Cassandra Wanzo. This woman was incredible. We took my little recession. Everything she said, my husband had already told me. So me and men had to come to grips with it. I had to come to grips with being an insecure fat girl. And I had to come to grips with my sister telling me, ain't no man gonna ever really want you because you're fat. And I had to come to grips with my father was like, listen, I'm here, but I'm really not. I had to come to grips with those things. So my way of coming to grips with those things was, now I'm a boss. I'm independent and I'm accountable. Don't you know I run this? See, I too went to the Oprah Winfrey University of Empowerment. And you don't need a man to make it. And I was at the top of the class till I realized I was going to be empty. I was going to be with nothing but stuff. Did not want to be the poor little rich girl who have everything but nothing at all. Don't that sound familiar? I did not want to be that, Shannon. So even for the men that I was with, right? I wasn't?
No.
Okay, talk to me, Shannon. What that little huge shit? I wasn't with them.
Just the body for the moment.
That shit sound good. That's like a whore. It was just a body for the lonely. Let me tell you what my husband told me, right? Because I was in tears. I'm like, I was a whore. I was crying. I was, because when you come to grips with it, when you realize how many, when you realize what you've done, and you got to come to grips with it, and now I'm sitting in front of the greatest person I've ever met, and I got to say, I have been with this
You
man.
think you've won,
My
yet it
husband
is
looked at me and
us
said,
who are
Mama,
leaving.
you ain't no
If you make
whore.
it out
You
of
just
this
had
prison,
friend you
you'd
pussy.
better hope we never go.
Ah!
When we didn't hear back from you for a few weeks, we realized that you must have gotten stuck in the
That
friend
ain't what it
zone.
is.
Friendly pussy.
Right.
But we found
That's
a
what
way
he
to
told
open
me.
up communication.
He made it right.
So you can leave
So did
whenever
you
you're
ever
ready.
have
We'll start looking
a
for Zod
good
and his army
relationship
right
with your
away.
father?
Oh, my friend
Yes.
Clark Kent has
When I
been
was a
saving
little girl.
news
Little.
reports for.
When I was a little girl, my father could do no wrong. When I was a little girl, baby, my father would put me in that car and he would go to the cut rate store and he'd get his liquor and he'd go over to Mr. Johnny's house. Now, I'm a little girl, right? He'd go over to Mr. Johnny's house and him and Mr. Johnny go in the back and I could smell the reefer, but I didn't know it was reefer, right? And they smoke and they had their little drink. They come back out. I was attached to him. Me and my father started having a problem when what he was saying to me wasn't making sense. And now I'm about 13. He was a bullshitter,
Right.
but he was a good sounding bullshitter.
Right.
And so as a kid, you'd be like, my father know everything. But once I started growing up and I started seeing the treatment that he gave my mother, never physically abusive, but mentally, they abused one another. I won't just put it on, but once I started questioning him on just some of his decisions and choices, I became the bad person. And I went to my grandmother one time, Minnie.
Yeah.
I talk about her
You
in
have
the
a very
Netflix
close
special.
relationship with your grandma.
Right. And my father, this was one incident that sent me to my grandmother, bent over crying. I was trying to get a Ford Festiva, right? It was 4 gears.
Right.
Okay. It was about $2, but I didn't have the $2, and I needed a cosign. Right?
Yeah.
So I asked my father, please cosign for me to get this Ford Festiva. And I'm gonna quote him. He said, Nikki, you won't fuck up my credit. And I'm like, well, what have I ever done to make you think I would fuck up your credit? I pay my rent on time. I'm responsible. I go to work. No. The next week, not only did he co-sign for my sister, he just signed for my sister. Like he put the car in his name, right? I go to my grandmother and I'm like, Minnie, why would he do that? Like, what? She said, Nikki, every parent knows their weakest link. And every parent knows the one that's going to be okay. She said, you're going to be okay. At that point, I wiped my tears. And I'm glad he didn't co-sign. I'm glad I had to bust my ass to get it. I'm glad I had to figure it out. I'm glad he didn't just come and rescue it. I had to figure it out. So that's why right now when I sit here and you go through a decade of being blackballed or whatever, you're difficult and all that, it allowed me to keep standing. It allowed me not to go sit on a couch with Oprah Winfrey and say, I'm sorry for nothing I've ever done to you.
Right.
That's what those lessons taught me. Stand in it and stand strong, unapologetically.
You speak a lot, during this interview, you spoke a lot about curses and the trauma. How do we break that generational trauma, that curse that is in our community?
What we've said from the beginning, and that's truth. It's just the truth. We get so comfortable based off of lies that the lies become the truth. I think if we just started dealing with the truth,
Address it.
Even when it doesn't put you in a good light, it eventually does put you in the good light because then people start talking about your honor and your character and your integrity. If I've wronged you, please tell me. Please tell me and then show me where I've wronged you. If you can say, Monique, this is what you did right here, then I owe you an apology. But if our community dealt in truth, how much further would we be? That's it. That's how I think we make it better.
Right.
We deal in the absolute truth.
But sometimes, it's kind of like when I tell people, I was explaining to someone, I said, just imagine you went to the doctor and Lord forbid this happened. You have cancer, but we're not going to treat it. It's going to go away. No doctor would tell you that. You have something going on, we're not going to talk about it. It'll just go away.
That's what they bank on. That's what they bank on. And too many of our Black women have gone to their graves. They've left here in despair. They've left here broken-hearted, broke down. And we got a chance to see it in live and in person with our beautiful sister Taraji Henson.
Right. What gave you the courage? Your Netflix. They offered you one thing, you found out they had gave someone 10 times that. No, 20 times
Come
that.
on, 26.
26 times that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, no. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're going to do fair. That's what we do.
Yes.
I mean, you speak about the you talk about doing the right thing. Okay, this is an opportunity for you to put that, instead of being lip service, okay, put pen to paper, let's make it right.
I didn't know any other way. I didn't know any other way. See, when I heard Wanda Sykes say, I support you, I just went somewhere else. I don't know how to do that.
Right.
Especially when it's wrong. If we keep just going somewhere else, we'll keep getting mistreated.
Right.
But when you hear Amy Schumer, and this was not something I found out, they publicly said it. It was pride.
Right.
We paid Amy Schumer $11 million. She came back and said, I'm not a legend or icon, but I should get at least $2 more million, and they gave her $13 million. Well, when Netflix says to me, you are a legend, you are an icon. When Robbie Pearl says that, well, why is my legend and icon different?
Right.
Then these people, legend and icon. That's all. And when I say we were able to come to the table and we were able to make it make sense, and we were able to do the special, and we appreciated them saying, listen, how can we work this out? Now, you know what happens with that?
Okay.
People were having call-ins when I said, this is not right. I was donkey of the day. Remember that? I was donkey of the day. The breakfast nubs called me the donkey of the day. That's what they said. And they had a whole call-in about how I was donkey of the day. But you didn't do the same thing when you found out the settled. Now all of a sudden, don't nobody know what a settlement is. I mean, well, we don't even really, it was really, really quick. We just want to throw it away. So with that Netflix special, it was just like, no, guys, I got to stand up. Because if not, that little girl coming behind me for real,
Right.
that has that resume.
What the hell? Yo. Okay. Let's see what we got here. These all face equipment mods? I can't use any of this shit. Son of a bitch. Motherfucker. I done spent all that damn money. I feel stupid. Alright, riddle me this. Anyway. Back to the podcast.
I want to let her know you can fight, baby.
Right.
You just don't have to say okay. You can stand.
Would you be willing to do another Netflix special?
Yeah, I had a great time. I had a great time. Now, for me, specials are special.
Right.
It's something special.
Right.
So, we'll see.
Right. I'm wanting to ask people that I hear our community call, the community call me us.
Yes.
And they call you auntie.
Yes.
Do you wear that with a badge of courage like I do?
I wear it. That was such an honor. For you babies to put auntie on my name, do y'all know how that made me feel? And I'm not the auntie that's going to tell you the shit that you want to hear. I'm the auntie that's going to tell you what you need to hear. So for the things that I have said about our community and our babies and our sisters, I cannot back down because y'all gave me the title. I didn't ask for it. But when they gave it to me, Shannon, that was the universe saying, you now sit in that seat.
Yeah.
You are now responsible.
Yeah.
That's why I must speak out, and I must speak loudly, and I must say it to the top of my lungs, because God damn if Fannie Lou Hamer didn't do it for me.
Hold on. Who is the Joker in our world? Because I feel like a god. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I would not know. Okay, let me see what we got here. Face. Generate. I see, I need some generate. Face. Ah, damn it. I need to raise some money. See if I can catch a quick 100,000. Probably not, but hey. Hold on. All right. Back to the
Goddamn,
pod.
didn't do it for me. Goddamn, his mom's neighbor didn't do it for me. The ones that came before us, and there's a woman still alive named Sylvia Traymore Morrison. That woman got paid in a Coca-Cola. That woman got paid in a Coca-Cola in her next gig and $5. She was the first black woman to write for Saturday Night Live, but they have her listed as a production assistant, and she's still alive. That's why
Yeah, what the fuck?
I speak the way I speak, because I will not let them wash her out of history as if she never existed.
Dating. What advice? If somebody, if a group of women were in here and they're like, they talk to us. How the dating thing? Because it's Mo is different now. And when you and I,
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Woo!
you trying to say, what you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I'm looking at you.
Down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Lord.
Now I'm looking right at you. Tell y'all what Shannon needs. He need him a whole fat gal. Good cakes. Make some smothered turkey wings. Who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay? And gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get your old bitch out there that can love you. Hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. They want you to go for the fourth round. You looking at her like, bitch, listen, I need you. Want some money to go to Starbucks? Yeah, because I can't go further. But if you get your older girl, when you get to that fourth round, she's going to say, hold on. Hold on. Let me go get you some eggs and cheese. And some toast with apple butter, because that's going to get your energy back up. I'm talking right to you. Shit. So he thought I was going to be scared. And I know old gal, she'd be good to you. Her name is Elladora. Now, when you know somebody named Elladora, she's old school. Mm-hmm. Now, Miss Elladora told me to tell you. She said, I think he like red velvet. I say, Miss Elladora, if he do like that, she said, you let him know I got something for him. Yeah, I like red. No teeth. Come on, pick your glass up and clack, clack up for me.
Hey, I know it always feels like there's not enough
I
time.
gotta come on home.
I'll do my best to make some.
Shannon. And y'all stop putting lies out about my brother because I was in my feelings when y'all said he didn't date black women. Y'all stop that shit. You stop it. Now he might throw a white one in there every now and then. It's okay. It's okay. Because sometimes you don't do everything. You don't do everything. So sometimes Uncle Shay need a smack of land. He need to go across the street, but he always gonna come back. That's all we said to you over in Tyler. Come on home. Come on home. Come on home. Come on home.
Says a lot of women talk about Sierra Spur. When God sends a good man, they don't want it. If that's true,
I cannot speak for them. I can only speak for me. Because when the universe sent mine to me, baby,
you was ready.
when he sent that man to me, even this morning, I thank the universe for that. Before I came on air with you, I was talking to him. He said, Mama, you yeah, I did, because we've not been trained. We've not been conditioned to understand you. We've been trained to fight against you.
Right.
We've been trained to go against you. We've watched our mamas, our grandmamas, our aunties speak ill of a black man. So now when a black man comes and he's good, you waiting for the bad because grandmama told you black man wasn't shit. Mama told you black man wasn't shit. Your auntie said black man ain't shit. So all you have in your mind is black man ain't shit. So when you get that beautiful black man, he's now got to say to you, erase everything they taught you.
Right.
Because I'm here.
Or then you treat him like that, and then he goes, and then you talk about.
Now you mad because he done went to the white girl, Shannon. Now y'all start treating Shannon good, okay? Start treating them good. Now Shannon, I got to catch my plane.
Okay, this is the last one.
Unless you want to send me back on your jet.
I wish I had one. I wish I had one. But I'm gonna get you out here on this.
See what y'all did?
You heard what Shaq saying? Shaq said,
What'd he say?
they asked Shaq, should a man open up to a woman? Shaq said no. He said because if you do, they're gonna use it against you. He said because if I'm crying about something, they're gonna say the first time they get mad, they're gonna say, see you crying because your daddy said what he said.
How do you take advice from a man who has no woman? And I love Shaq. But how do you take advice from my brother that has no woman? If you have that person in your life and you say, listen, I'm dealing, I'm going through. Who else do you talk to at nighttime in your pillow talk? Who else do you share your life with? Who are you sharing your life with, Shaq? Do you tell another man about your situation? And does he make you feel better? Like, who do you share your life with? So I don't agree with that at all. And I love my brother, but I don't agree with that. I think that makes division. Because if I got to call my girl and I talk to my husband,
Right.
when I heard Oprah say, and these are her words, not mine, she said, when I be stressed out and I be going through it after the show, I will come home and Gail will calm me down and put me to sleep. What you say?
What's scheduled?
You said it.
I'm getting Oprah. I'm gonna get Oprah on the show.
But those are her words. So I believe that partnership is partnership all the way around. When I leave this earth, there is nothing my husband will not know about me and the other way around.
Did you know after your first two marriages you're gonna get married again?
Yes. Because my first two marriages were just marriages of. My first marriage was you just couldn't have the milk without buying the cow.
Right.
That was the first marriage.
Right.
And we were boxers.
Okay.
And we were Friday night fights. Okay? Okay? We were it wasn't domestic violence. We were Friday night fights.
Right.
Okay? And I took an L sometimes, but sometimes I didn't.
Right.
Okay? Okay. The second one was I couldn't afford the people. That's why I said this is the first time I've really been married.
Right. Tell me the story that you wanted to share that nobody else knows that you was gonna share with us.
Y'all ready for this?
Ready?
I want you to move in. That man that was sitting right here on this couch, his name is Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Cat Williams and I have a relationship. We're fraternal twins.
Venom is supposed to make me invincible.
Okay.
It's all.
That's it.
That's it. That is my twin, my spiritual, fraternal, non-biological brother. We are twins, baby. Yes, we are. Man, I was sitting there, was on. Don't nobody know that, but you don't even know the shit. That's what makes it so beautiful. So, Cat.
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him and say, "Hey, I met your sister for the very first
I
time."
need you to tell him.
Bonnie, do you want to promote anything?
You got anything you want to promote? Okay.
Here's what I'll say. Just keep watching. Just keep watching. I'm promoting life. Just keep watching. And I love y'all for real, my babies.
Thank you for watching. Monique, ladies and
Woo!
Oh,
Good shit.
really appreciate it.
That was good, man. That was good.
So you're going after Bane? Funny, I didn't think you villains were the human interest type. I'm shutting Bane and you down for good. Nice got bigger problems to deal with.
Venom's wearing off. Venom's wearing off.
I'm taking you down. Bang!
Don't hurt. Ow, that really hurt. What gives?
There we go, baby.
Bane, you in here? Come and get your whooping.
The other huge topic that a lot of people keep asking me about is this Capcom survey that popped up over the past couple of days. I just haven't had a chance to check it out, and I've heard some pretty wild implication stuff. Well, it isn't a confirmation that we're gonna get future games and shit. It's not. It is definitely interesting to take a look at, and I got past the first part. This Capcom Super Election 10 questions for Capcom fans. Look at this presentation, bro. Does this have sound?
Luckily, I have
I don't think it does. All right. So, which of the following Capcom games do you like the best? Please select just one of the choices. Please enter 2 or more characters. Search the game name. Which Capcom game does Max like the best? Do you guys actually know this? Whoa! Whoa! I don't know about that, brother. There we go. Let's do that. Whoa! Let's just go with Marvel one, right? Let's just go general Marvel vs. Capcom series. Yeah, we have to actually choose one. What is your favorite Capcom character? Damn. Bro, how much do you guys know me? Virgil? One. Okay, luckily the majority of you guys got it right.
Okay, you got my attention. I can't wait to hear what Batman will say about this one.
I vote we get
Offended.
free,
Strike
kick-ass, and he
command?
never needs to know.
T.O.
Get
Strike?
cracking on these knots.
Okay, it's under Hear You. I don't know why his first name ain't here, even though that's what he is. Strider's dead, boys! Wow, is that the way that I got the confirmation of that? Anyway, Hear You is the game title. Shut the hell up, chat. Strider is the class. The game is named Strider. His name is Strider Kiryu, right? Give me a goddamn break with the semantics here. Next, what do you look for in a Capcom game? Exhilarating gameplay, unique and captivating characters. All these are important, but they're not as important as this. And I'm thinking of fighting game stuff, right? Exhilarating gameplay and characters are what make Capcom. Replay value is good, but at the same point, it's like, I think that is also kind of covered there, right? I think that's kind of covered there. So I'm going to say this in terms of the online as well. Question 4. What image do you have of Capcom? Pioneers, weird in a good way. Master of its craft. Amazing creators, unique, playful, extremely meticulous, global competitor. I don't think they're pioneers. I think they are a master of their craft. Weird in a bad way. I'd say they are definitely a master of their craft. Capcom are the gameplay guys. The HQ is in Japan. That one's also pretty good. I should fill that one out. Is there any Capcom series game, including spin-off, that you'd like to see a sequel or a new game? Up to 3 choices. Hear me out when I talk about Taware no Paruma. Chat, did you play the first Taware no Paruma? No, you didn't, you uncultured bitches. This is really interesting, because this isn't just Marvel versus Capcom, right? This is also Capcom versus SNK. That's kind of crazy that they put that in here. I mean, I think they have to. It's one of their best-selling franchises, technically, right? Well, I mean, the fact that this is even here, I have to. That's pretty crazy that that is even there. See, a sequel or a new game. This isn't saying remakes. Sequel or a new game. Ooh, man, you're making me choose. I noticed that these are all games that haven't had like a sequel in a while. I'm gonna go to where my heart eventually goes, just here and here. That would be nice, right? Devil May Cry is probably up there. I'm gonna say DMC's up there. I'm gonna say Street Fighter's also up there. I'm gonna say Darkstalkers is up there. Onimusha, I've played so many goddamn samurai games over the past, like, Jesus, how many years? Since like Neo came out, it felt like it's just been Samurai Haven. I kind of feel like my fervent need for a cool samurai game is kind of like, I don't know if I need Onimusha anymore, man. And they re-released this. This already happened. So, good lord. I'm gonna say no, no. This is already happening. I don't need to say anything. Ghosts and Goblins, no, we're good. Breath of Fire is kind of sick, but I think the only thing I like in Breath of Fire is technically Breath of Fire 3. Final Fight, I can take it or leave it. Ari's obviously getting shit. I love this shit. This shit can kiss my ass and suck my ass. So this is a definitely. Dead Rising, I can pass. Sengoku Basara, I can pass. Okami, I can pass. Onimusha, I can pass. Ace Attorney, I can pass. Street Fighter, so we have to choose between Street Fighter, DMC, Dino Crisis, and Darkstalkers. Street Fighter's still going. I don't think we need to worry about Street Fighter, right? So I don't really want to put that down. Darkstalkers is dead. Dino Crisis would work if it was, you know, not just some crazy space team action game. But obviously I want DMC 6, and obviously I would love a Devil May Cry remake. But to be real, I want fighting games to live and thrive. I'm gonna put Darkstalkers on there just because nobody else is. Oh shit. Is there a game you would like to see completely remade with the latest technology, including character design and story direction? Let me tell you about Nijiroko no Kiseki, you dumb bastards. Oh my god. Onimusha 1, 2, and 3? Alright, let's chill. Onimusha? Onimusha? Rival Schools is on there. That's a crazy one. I mean, here's the thing. My heart kind of goes to Rival Schools. It's either Rival Schools or Mega Man. For me, it's Rival Schools or Mega Man. You could almost make Rival Schools, no shit, a Persona game in terms of like the high school interaction and stuff. You actually like fight each other. Like that's part of the game instead of the, you know, like the Street Fighter 6 World Tour. You just have like a high school and you visit other high schools. The link system is based on who you like train with and fight with. I think that's the only way you can make Rival Schools work. But that's asking a lot, man. That's asking a lot. So to me, I'm actually going to leave this on Mega Man 1, 2, and 3. Because I think seeing Mega Man remakes would be sick. Get Way Forward to work on it or something like that, you know? Make it in the same style as like the DuckTales remake. I would love it. I think Devil May Cry should be in here. If DMC 1, 2, or 3 were up here, I would probably vote for that. What was the first Capcom game you played? What was the first Capcom game the majority of us played, chat? Are you a real OG? SF2, that's good. SF2 is good. 1942, you a real OG.
Woo!
Dude,
Yeah.
Capcom, please. I guess it's Mega Man 2. There it is. Yeah. I think the first Capcom game I ever played was Mega Man 2. I was either 5 or 6 years old. That was a long time ago. I went back and played Mega Man 1 later, but the first one I ever played was Mega Man 2. Bitch just called me hella old. If you were playing 1942, man, that was definitely like mid early 80s shit. Yeah, you're a real one. I didn't call you old. I called you a real one. Which Capcom game has influenced me the most? Holy shit. Okay, so chat's right. It's a loaded question. But my brain immediately goes to Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. But my brain also goes to Marvel vs. Capcom 1. My brain also goes to Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And my brain also goes to Marvel 3. Man, holy shit. I'd say Ultimate Marvel 3. Yeah, I'm going to go with it. Although the Third Strike is like right there. To be honest, I'm having a real tough time picking between UMVC 3 or Third Strike. I really am. I'm going to be honest. It has to be Third Strike. It has to be. I've made content around Ultimate Marvel 3, you know, and it was like the beginning of a big part of my career, much less what I do. But I've always been an old Third Strike head my whole life. And yeah, that game got me really into competitive fighting games and stuff. Like that was the game that did it. I have to say Third Strike. I have to.
Oh, shit.
Do you have a complaint you'd like to share with Capcom? Too slow on numbered titles? No. Release more original titles, not sequels? No, you're good. Actually, I don't know if that's a problem with Capcom. I think the problem with Capcom is that the opposite for the longest time, and now we're finally getting that. So, no, that's not an issue. Lame designs? Definitely not. Capcom has, like, the best character designs of anything. Reboot old IPs. That one is definitely winning. Too money-oriented? Maybe that's true in some weird decisions, but overall, in terms of business decision and choices, they're kind of the opposite. What does Capcom do when they have a guarantee moneymaker? They reinvent and do something completely different. Only in some situations with like DLC and weirdness are they kind of like that. If Street Fighter Skins is very low impact, chat, right? To be honest, if you wanted Capcom to be money oriented, Resident Evil 7 would have been just like Resident Evil 6 because Resident Evil 6 sold great, but they changed because people did not universally like Resident Evil 6, even though it sold a lot. Same thing with Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter was doing like fine, but then they eventually reinvented the wheel with Monster Hunter World and made it an actual big console game instead of a handheld game, which is where all their success was before. And look what happened. Now it's good. So I don't know if that's a big one for me. Merch, communicate with fans. I'm kind of fine with that. Resting on its laurels too much lately. I don't think it's an issue. I've got lots of reasons not listed above. No complaints given with the word. I'm gonna say this. No complaints, definitely. There's no reason why they can't re-release the Power Stone collection that was on PSP. Make that a game. There's zero reason why we haven't gotten Mega Man X9. And here's the thing, they keep getting rewarded when they do this. Like that Mega Man Battle Network thing sold a shit ton of money. Like Ultra Street Fighter 2 on Switch made a shit ton of money. When they revisit some of these older franchises and IPs, they make a shit ton of money. I think some of your old IPs need to come back in some way, either need to be rebooted or re-released. So that's friggin' true. 10. We welcome all your support for Capcom. Yes, it depends on how Capcom acts. I mean,
Phantom Strangers,
you're a company. You're my favorite company.
Okay.
You've had a huge influence on my life since I'm a kid, but I'm an adult now. And obviously, if you, fuck up, it's going to make me really not happy. And there's stupid decisions. So this is a no-brainer. Depends on how you act. You get rewarded when you do cool shit. What is cool shit? That's up to you, man. Maybe you should listen to people. To be real, for like several years in the 2010s, Capcom was not listening to what people wanted. Then they eventually started listening, and then we got things like RE7, Mega Man 11, DMC5, RE2 Remake, yada yada yada, Monster Hunter World, like, oh Jesus Christ. It became amazing. Street Fighter 5 became better. Like, it's been nothing but like banger after banger for a long time outside of some weird missteps like, like Resident Evil 3. So to me, it completely depends on how you act. You have any final comments for Capcom? Stone, Rival Schools, Darkstalkers, Jesus, man, what else do we want? Cyberbots? All right, let's not get too crazy. All right, this was a survey. This definitely was a fascinating survey, I will say. This is all tailored around, the Capcom 40th anniversary, which is cool. It's cool that it's all themed, and they put a lot of work into this, and it seems like they genuinely want to know and they want to care. But to be real, chat, Capcom surveys in the past and the way people have responded to them, I'm not saying this will have a direct effect, but they have historically had direct effects. The stuff that has shown up in Capcom surveys back in the day, no joke, even though they can't guarantee will fabricate into something tangible, has no shit evolved into something that eventually happens, and it's like, wait, what? Like, does it take a long time? Yes, it does. Even characters like Lin Kurosawa being in Street Fighter V was back from old survey stuff back in like 2010. There's several other things. So people like RE2 Remake being requested in surveys like all the time. This is probably not going to lead to any potential announcements anytime soon. And to be real, what this probably is a reaffirmation of some of their existing decision making. They're publishing the results from the survey. That's sick. I can't wait. The other thing is that sometimes they'll release surveys hoping that what is in the works was a good call. I'm just saying that maybe, just maybe, there is already some of these things happening, and they're just going to get memo and feedback from people that are like, oh yeah, people already want a Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 remake. Maybe they'll...
Hmm.
Bollocks. Do I look like your mum? What are you going on about?
Come on, break through. Yes, thank you. All right, just trying to get that Jade's Flame Vitality, man. Unlock that shit. All right, who's online? Oh shit, hold on. All right, BRB. Put this on intermission, and we will be right back. Oh shit, we back. We back, baby. Well, let's go back to ChiLL Heat. I don't think we finished this.
Oh, work. Man, y'all niggas think y'all slick. In there. He's still playing for the crimes of that Money in the Bank cash.
He tried so hard though. There were several times he tried. He gave it a shot. He increased his fucking dope.
Then he's adult because then he said, you know what? I'm gonna cash in on the US type.
Oh yeah.
That's all it is.
That's a brilliant. It could have been a brilliant story beat. It just didn't materialize. Why would you fucking Roman, beat Roman possibly, and then be chased for the rest of your fucking life? Why would you do that when you can beat Seth, who's got no friends of any kind? It's a brilliant idea. He didn't say that was the reason.
You know, that's all you need to do to make it make sense, and he didn't do it. That Triple H knows how to book an effective men's Money in the Bank winner. He has still not been able to accomplish that.
He's open to it.
He's open to. And these are it's like, depending on how Priest is in, this is like you are in the lowest tier of Money in the Bank winners. Like that's a bad over two. Like you're not over two because you didn't take any shots. You're over two because you took 20 shots in both games. Like 0 for 20 in both games.
Yeah.
The star sapphires
Not that it's
crystals
Dr.
are gems
Constance,
of
but
great
these two
power, fueled by love. There is no greater love in
Pretty
the
ridiculous,
universe than
bros.
that which I
Just
have
be
for
like, yo,
you.
Sean, can you book this for
I
me?
am certain if I were to
All
replace
Sean
my
does is
diamond
book
with these
the stuff that
crystals,
work for him.
I could alter my
And he
equipment
doesn't.
and restore her once and for all.
Mellow
You will
and
help me with this task. Once Nora is returned to me, I will
it's
no longer require
it's
the
just all
storms of
Shawn
diamonds.
Michaels.
You may take them.
When Diesel turned on him, when Triple H turned, it's just that. It's just all he did. We got another super chat donation here from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will.
That's
You're
crazy.
always the very best.
Why are you so crazy? Take it easy.
Take it
Take it
easy.
easy. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. Like, yeah.
I'll remind you right after this. Will Chisholm saying, I'm sorry, I don't care about BCC versus CMLL because CMLL lost all their matches to BCC, and when BCC gets jumped, AEW jobbers come help them. Now, I really don't give a fuck. I was gonna bring that up during this next matchup, which I did enjoy, but I was like, I literally said at the beginning of the match, I was like, the CMLL guys gotta win, right? Like, I was like, they gotta win, right? And
Let's get that bullshit. That's cool.
let's talk about it. It was the Blackpool Combat Club going against this team CMLL, which was Mascarero Dorado, Valador Jr., and Hechicero. I will say, I think I messaged you on Saturday when I was watching the show. Hechicero might be one of my favorite new wrestlers because this dude is like a totally different type of technical wrestler. Like, and you know, John Moxley explained it very well during the Wrestle Dream matchup with Bryan Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. that there's different type of technical wrestlers. Zack Sabre Jr. is more of a Billy Robinson, 6 seconds or less type submission wrestler where he'll go for a submission. If that doesn't work in 6 seconds, he'll move to the arm, he'll move to the head, and so on and so forth. While Bryan is more of a reactionary technical wrestler. He knows how to counter wrestle and stuff. So he made for the perfect opponent for a different type of technical wrestler, which is a lucha technical wrestler who has the fast,
and pacing of a luchador, and then he mixes it with these great and innovative transitions. And he did that in this matchup where any guy from the BCC, if they threw an arm at this guy, he got him in the submission at one point. He went through all three of them at one point in the matchup. I like the little exchange between Mox and Volador getting in each other's faces, bringing the kind of fighting spirit, strong style strike exchange in this one. Dorado was flying all over the place. He had two really clunky moments where he made the hot tag and literally Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley had to stand by the ropes for literally like 5 minutes, and then he botched the move. So that was it was like a double botch, but it was one spot. It was like these guys had to stand here a really long time for you to not do the move well, and that was the only part of this matchup. But really, this matchup was CMLL really taking most of the offense. I would say they took 75% of the offense, and it took, in the end, Claudio Castagnoli, after a near referee bump, he picks up Petrozero, looks like he's going for a spine buster. Instead, he knees him right in the balls and then falls on top of him. 1, 2, 3. The CMLL stars did not like that finish to the matchup. So the other stars, as they had Star Jr. on the outside, Espinage, and I'm missing one other name. One other guy. Mystico were all at ringside, so they come over the barricade. They get into the ring. All of the luchadors surround the BCC. It looks like they're going to attack. When Team AEW, as they're called, 2.0, Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal come down to make the save as they...
Jesus. Team Pink Slip.
And it was announced later in the show, it will be Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli versus Star Jr. and Espinage on AEW Collision this Saturday. And I was just like, God damn it, they're going to go 3-0 against CMLL? What are we doing? Are we trying to build them up as this new promotion that we're in a rivalry with?
No. Maybe you guys have all overestimated this. I think you guys have all said new Forbidden Door. Maybe they're just doing a favor for these bums and putting them on AEW for a little bit and then kicking them off. That's what it feels like to me, because they put no effort into this. And they don't care. They just care to lose.
They better use Hechicero. Hechicero is that dude.
Sorry.
He was the MVP of this matchup for me.
I just didn't care this match even a little bit. It might have been great. It might have been awful. I don't remember. I just waiting for the fucking BCC win. It is what it is. It's over. Team AEW 2.0, Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels. What are we doing? Just give them their release. Fuck. They'll win that match when they do that fucking 8-man tag.
Man, these guys are really good. Like, we have already seen with the CMLL talent that there is a difference between CMLL talent and AAA talent. Like, at the very least, we can see that AEW cares about CMLL as a partner a lot more than they did with AAA. It feels like, as well. We can tell these guys are very talented, and they're getting over with the crowd. Like, Hechicero was getting cheered more than Bryan Danielson in Texas. And, of course, Texas has a strong Mexican base.
Yeah.
So that also had something to do with it. But it's also because he is great. He was great in this matchup. He was great against Danielson on Saturday. You just need to give them some fucking wins. This was the place to give them a win. And it didn't have to be on Danielson. I understand Danielson probably has a title match coming up at Revolution. Didn't have to be against Moxley, because I understand Moxley probably has a big match with Will Ospreay at Revolution. And Ben Claudio. Because I don't see a big matchup for Claudio at Revolution.
Here's who you are. T, DDP, Sting. You don't come to the WWF. You're a fucking WWE guy. Sorry. I'm not sure where you've been the last 25 years, but that's not how that works. No, you're gonna come in here and fucking lose. Sorry.
You bum.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's Sting. It is what it is. Sorry.
Sting is the vigilante who's going against the authority. Until WrestleMania. He's just a WCW guy.
Here comes people he's hated for 25 years.
Oh, that's his backup. He was a part of the NWO.
All right, I don't want to keep shitting on Vince. Speaking of, so to speak.
Oh dear Lord! Oh man, wrong choice of words, sir.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macron do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
So, listen, you don't come into new promotion and meaning established promotion and beat their guys. That doesn't happen. Sorry.
That is fair.
Don't work that way.
But did you think that they should?
It depends on what the relationship is. If they didn't do the Forbidden Door thing, they absolutely should have won one of these fucking matches. If not, this is fine. They're leaving in March. So come in, lose a bunch, beat it.
Get out of here. Get out of here. We got also King Potato says, you guys don't understand Triple H's vision. We're still in the bottom of the third inning, guys.
Oh, be nice. Enough pain and misery for one day. This is Hulk Hogan. I saw that, and then I saw that several times. And I fought it the first few times I saw it. And I went, hey, it's not wrong. I mean, Rock's older than Hogan was when he was pulling the shit. Sorry.
No, he wasn't.
Rock is 52 years old.
Hogan was pulling the shit at 52.
Yeah, but Hulk Hogan, when he was in the prime, was pulling the shit. And how old was he? How old was he?
He was
47.
He was like 45.
45.
He's not that far off.
For 7 years is a long fucking time. That's 2 Steve Austin primes.
And Hogan was 52, coming back to the WWE and still pulling that shit.
I'm trying to think of Shawn Michaels. That's all 5. And that Shawn Michaels isn't as big as fucking Rock doing this to fucking Roman and Cody. It isn't.
No.
I love Shawn.
No. It's not.
Ugh. The Rock has to do it to me. If Steve Austin pulls this shit, I might kill myself.
We got another super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will, as always, sir.
You fucking mark!
We got Will who says, we had to rush this SP3 because we know how WWE fans react to Japanese women sometimes. Outside them not knowing Bailey not full white.
That's hilarious. To be fair, outside Roman, they throw even the best numbers in the week.
Yeah.
They're over like Rover.
They are. They are. That's what I said. I was like, there's 6 acts in the women's division of WWE that are over. It's Damage Control as a whole, Rhea, obviously, Becky, obviously, Bianca Belair,
gems of great power.
Nia Jax now. She's over as a heel, definitely. Nia, we appreciate you. And now Bailey, because she's on her.
I agree. We don't know counts.
There's 6 acts. That's it.
I mean, how many you need? It's 3 show.
I mean, you needed more for the Women's Royal Rumble. Yeah. If I have to sit through 25 women that are not over, yeah, I'm gonna need a couple of more of y'all to be over. And they threw in Jade Cargill and Jordan Grace, who were over. Ironically, their songs were more over than anyone's songs not named Becky in the Women's Royal Rumble. So that says a lot.
I think you are. Again, maybe things have changed the last 15, 20 years. I watched that 01 Rumble recently. It's time for
Also, like 10 people. There's 10 people that's over in that match. The Hardys are over.
You said there's 10 people that are over in that match. There's 30 people. Yeah. So 20 is most. That's most people.
Actually here to help.
No, I'm trying to make it really over. There's a couple of people that still got touched that weren't even what I would consider over.
If your music hits and people go, yay, and you get into the match and silence, that's not over.
And has hatched a plan to bring his wife Nora back.
That wasn't a lot of guys like that.
Doesn't understand.
You don't think so? You said 10 people. 10 people
It'll
over.
cause an
That's
exothermic
not a
reaction
lot.
that could destroy Gotham itself.
Double the amount that was in the Women's Royal Rumble.
That's the most not over.
But that's double the amount it was in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Alexander, it says Team AEW looking like the Detroit Pistons.
Oh, anyway. Why don't you get these budget cuts? Let's go.
We also got Power Driver Finisher says, I was there on Collision, and yeah, he was awesome. Hechicero, man, that performance. That was my AEW match of the year before Hangman's Swerve.
Oh.
Yeah, the best 3 matches I've seen from AEW so far this year. Best 4 matches, because I want to mention this one. Takeshita versus Darby, the cage matchup with FTR and Daniel Garcia versus House of Black, Hechicero versus Danielson, and Hangman Swerve 3.
Sounds right.
You've seen half of those.
Hangman Swerve. What was the first? Oh, that's in Darby. Yeah. Really great match.
We also got in the chat here another super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will.
This is money laundering. I don't care what anybody says. I'm trying to clean your money, sir. I appreciate it. You robbed the bank. You don't want them bills all the time. Fair enough.
We appreciate you.
What's on you? Did you get stopped?
Indeed. Will says this window dressing of this year's Forbidden Door is say, hey, fans, look over here. Don't look how we fucked over NJPW with a smile on my face. But it's for the fans, guys.
Jesus, he hates his fucking guts. I agree. I don't agree with this, but I agree with hating his guts.
What? What? You know the man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's not his job. That's all that counts. That's all that matters to me.
Thank you, Will, for the super chat. We go backstage and they say, we hear a commotion backstage. We're going to the back. And we see that the Undisputed Kingdom is attacking Chuck Taylor after the little hint that we got earlier in the night that Chuck Taylor was on his own. The Undisputed Kingdom pull up on him and jump him, and Adam Cole tells him to get well soon. I mean, once again, though, Tony Khan watches the Ramble because we said last week, we was like, why don't jump anybody anymore? They were more effective. I was like, this freaking 10-second segment is the most effective. I was like, look, since he took off the mask.
Yeah, fucking shame. This ass. Yeah. Fuck you. Alright. Sure. Orange got it right. I can't believe this. I've never seen a plot like this in real time before. At least not that I can remember. But just watch something fall flat in his face. Oh, my man, what's the gimmick? The Shocker?
Shockmaster?
Shockmaster, thank you.
He
actually fell asleep. Oh, fucking, that's a little slow though. It didn't happen the first night. Carrying Cross.
It happened the first night on the main roster because he had the helmet.
No, I mean when he came back. We had the helmet. That was shocking. That was.
I mean, it did not take long. It was like a month in, and I was already like, "Oh shit, it's over."
It's over.
No, it hit row.
Ooh.
Hit row without swerve.
Ooh.
Like, yo, I have never seen something that I loved so much and one thing. And then they took away Swerve, and they came out, and I was like, "Oh shit! This is what Destiny Child would look like without Beyonce." Stunning.
Oh well. Yeah. Well, I don't know how long he's gonna ride this. I guess it's so fucking. Yeah. My call right now. My prediction: Undisputed Kingdom will not be around by the time Cole's back. By the time Cole comes back, they won't be around.
Yeah, they are very under right now. They're really
Jesus.
Tony is booking them like they have heat with him. We got Trey Jones who says Undisputed Kingdom fell off faster than Rich Homie Quan. Thank you, Mike. He says the show is tremendous. Appreciate that, sir. And
thank you, bro.
Here comes Shit Row.
Shit Row.
Yeah, he had commentators actively burying them on television.
It is wild. Michael Cole left his own devices a menace.
So bad. He's so mean. And then we had Tony Khan's big announcement. He is backstage and he says that fans have heard earlier today that AEW Dynamite is coming to TD Garden in Boston on March 13th. On that very important night, it will be AEW Big Business. It will be one of the most important nights in AEW history and one the entire pro wrestling industry will remember. Tickets will go on sale for this show on this Saturday. The show will be 5 weeks from last night, March 13th, the TD Garden in Boston, and Big Business. I like the name. I like the color scheme, because immediately when I saw the color scheme, I was like, yeah, that's definitely Mercedes color scheme. And then when I saw this graphic, the motherfuckers are stupid. Boston, the Boston. I was like, they had to do something. They had to do something to be like, okay, we're gonna give it away, but we're not gonna give it away.
Yeah, like that. I hate the way that looks. That graphic's heinous. They pay for that graphic. Look at this shit. What kind of Photoshop that shit is this? The big, see, it's a little bit bigger. See, because it's big, big business. Look, I'm not in saturation on this horse shit. Oh, sorry. This. I'm glad. I'm glad Mercedes is coming. But I hate that fucking graphic. Holy shit. That's why they made the budget cuts in the fucking graphics department.
Hey, I liked it.
This is huge. Huge and strong. It's huge for Mercedes. Like,
yeah.
Like
literally, like, unheard of for a female wrestler.
Yeah. Would you do this if you didn't have her signed for, let's say, 3 years? I would do this. Not like just a year.
That's what I'm thinking is a multi-year deal.
Do I building her up so she can go get more money from fucking Nick Khan? Why would I do that?
Yeah. It's definitely a multi-year deal, because that's what, when people have asked Sean Warsap and Andrew Zarian, who took well-deserved slaps around social media, because people were trying to talk down on them, coming after their families and stuff like that. It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird stuff. It was weird. It's just weird. It's just weird how people respond to reports. I never even get the people that be like, oh, I don't hate on the reporters, but I just hate that they spoil stuff. Don't fucking read it. Like that's always my response. Either don't read it or like fix your timeline, clean your timeline up. We gotten on Tony Khan for having a bad timeline. Y'all got bad timelines too. If y'all don't want stuff spoiled, you don't have good timelines. But yeah, it's just they took well-deserved laps, so I won't say anything much about that. And well-deserved, what they said is that they believe that she has signed on for multiple years.
Has to be. It makes no sense to do that for her. It's building her up so she can leave.
Oh wow.
Yeah. That's what she wants to do. I'm here for it. I'm interested in seeing her. The women's division has improved. I don't know if it's under fucking threat of force. Yeah, she's very tiny on the building somewhere.
And Darby standing on the bridge.
Darby. Can you say it again?
Erase it. I'll put it back. But yeah, little Darby is standing on the bridge on the right hand side of it.
Yeah, this is good for everybody involved. Unless you only watch WWE, then I guess it's not good for you. But it's good for everybody else.
Pretty rough if you're with WWE. Right on the next to Joe. Yeah, next to Joe. But yeah, I think that. Do you think that he should have announced Mercedes debuts, or was this enough?
Enough to what?
Enough for the big announcement.
In and of itself, it's not enough. But with you have any type of common sense, then yeah, it's enough. Like, you just tuned in, if it was on Twitter, and they said, the big announcement was, AEW's come to Boston, then no, it's not. This is heinous.
No.
But if you see it, you go, oh, Mercedes or Banks, I guess you call her. Oh, yeah, that's big.
Yeah. And I disagree with this. Annika saying big business question mark. I feel like we could have done better, TK. Honestly, Annika, if you can come up with better, then you could say that. I have not heard anyone come up with better. Calling it the bank statement, calling it all this stuff.
Why not?
It feels too obvious.
Boston with the fucking money sign. It's all her.
You think it should have been AEW bank statement? But she's not going to make
bank statement. She doesn't want to do that soon because that's what she got rid of the bank statement. But yeah. You can't go anything money in the bank.
She had a hand in this, in the name.
Well, she did. She's got quite the stroke. If Britt had a stroke, I can only imagine what Mercedes has.
It feels like she's getting the punk stroke.
The star sapphire's crystals are gems of great power. There is no greater.
I'm sure to work out even better with women. You know they're not the jealous type.
But I got another question I have for you. Do you think that the reason that they made this as big as they did, but with the little hint of Mercedes, is that we're not just going to get Mercedes on this? Because big business money also has to do with someone else who's a free agent, someone who can make it rain in Boston.
I feel like no, Connor's great. No. We called him the Randy Orton.
Randy Orton, who gives a fuck?
Yes. I'll let John Moxley's Randy Orton about to tell him. What? What? Love you, John. What? We see him in AEW. They don't have the same. You know what I mean? Like Punk or Mercedes. It was like, oh, never been here.
Oh, yes.
But you know, before or after Mercedes would be a question.
Yeah. I think they should do Revolution, Okada, and then Mercedes for big business.
Agreed. Always prefer things a little more spread out.
Yeah.
The glory load all at once. Not a bench reference, it's a general.
You know what I mean? If they edited a certain way, I mean. Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
It's just a text message, but you can't read it in that voice, right? You have to.
No, you have to. I like the announcement. I think that Mercedes coming to AEW has to be viewed as a positive, and the way they've talked about it and the promotion for this, I think should I don't think it will, but it should ease a lot of the questions in regards to, oh, is she going to be booked well? Because it seems like she's going to have a hand in what she's doing in AEW, for sure.
At least for a while. She going to be booked well? I don't know. Will she be booked the way she likes? Certainly. Will she be booked well? I don't know. I don't like leaving people to their own devices. I don't think Ed has been great, even though he's had his own band. I don't think Punk did great the first month he was there. Don't care about Punk and Matt Sydal. I really do not. I'm sorry. I watch Sasha Banks and Red Velvet. Man, just like the big names in beaters. We need more Hulk Hogan's in this world. Nobody ever, except me. I'm thinking right now. Sasha Banks should show up for 6 matches this year, and that be the end of it. Only stars.
Who should be Mercedes' first feud?
I'm here for a locker room mutiny. It should be Toni Storm, and she should win. Sorry, you can all get upset and throw your pits in there.
You know who I thought of, and I think it would be cool if they did it in Boston. They give us the double shot of Mercedes' debut, and she's interrupted by a returning Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Like, yo, it hit me the other day. I was just like, yeah, like that's just like you get the big pop for Mercedes, you get the big pop for Britt, and then Britt instantly turns herself heel by healing it up on Mercedes. And Mercedes, you know, is not the same, is not your cookie cutter baby face, so she will come back with some heat right back at her.
I'm here for that. I really like that idea. It's in Boston. No chance of Britt getting cheered over Banks. I'll get my chance that anywhere else either, but definitely not in Boston. Ooh, that'd be fun. I'm here for this idea now.
Tony, we know you're watching. Feel free.
Yeah, it's very, who's the last time I saw that?
The one that exactly, that's the one that hit me in the head when I thought of the idea. I was like, it would be very reminiscent to Taker, Triple H. Look at the sign. That's what I call that segment. Taker, look at the sign. Because that's all they did. Taker return, Triple H return. They stare. Look at the sign.
Somehow,
it's one of the most effective segments in WWE history.
Yes, very well done. All right. Let's do it.
We got another super chat donation from the good brother Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. You have been the man today, as always. Every day here on the True Hill YouTube
Why are you so crazy? Take it easy. Take it easy. Oh, I miss you. I'm so bad.
Will says Mercedes and Punk are friends, so she might have Punk's temper when he's mad. Watch how Britt, in the grace of God, gets healthy and be her first match now. Back in better. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's also how it would look, and I'm all for it too. I'm all for it. Britt is like, you know what? My back is feeling. I don't know. I just felt. I think my back will be better on March 13th.
Do you think she'll have the same beef Punk had? She had the lightning rod Punk is. I mean, just name-wise, she isn't.
Yeah, and she also, like, you have to realize that it's like a pieces of dominoes and stuff like that. Mercedes doesn't have anyone she has this long history and real life beef with, like Punk did with Colt Cabana. That's the real thing that started everything. Is the issue that they had before AEW ever started, and just him being kind of shunned out led to people feeling a certain way, led to people talking, led to Punk feeling a certain way, and then so on and so forth.
Mercedes, which is why I like her, is also not one for the bullshit. She will walk the fuck out. We've seen. And knows what she's worth. So yeah, you might have some issues there, but I hope Tony's learned his lesson. This is not a debate. I'm boss, unless it goes. So if I want Mercedes to do this 10-3, that's where she is. The rest you have to deal with it. Sorry.
Yeah. And I will also mention on commentary during the Timeless Tony Storm versus Red Velvet matchup, commentary noted something that was very interesting, and I was like, yeah, they're right. Every time Tony has lost the title, she's done a character change. She wins the title in 2022, loses it to Jamie at Full Gear. A month later, she turns heel and joins up with the Outcasts. She wins back the title at Double or Nothing, loses the title at the 200 show, and then she becomes Timeless Tony Storm. So I did like that, them noting that, because I had not really kind of mentioned that or emphasized that or praised that they've done that, and it shows the good relationship that Tony Storm has with Tony Khan, that there is that significant change, and I felt like they noted that because Mercedes coming in might lead to another change when she finally crosses paths with Timeless Tony Storm.
I was about to say, as much as I love Timeless, it's brilliant. Everybody deserves credit. I feel like it could be a long-running thing. It can't be a years-long thing. So I'm curious. I'm hopeful, but she's clearly creative.
Yes, she is. She is the most creative right now when it comes to AEW. I'm just very interested on how they're going to lay things out. Do they immediately go to the Mercedes and Timeless Tony Storm because that is the top two, like the most popular women that they will have on the roster when Mercedes starts with the company, or do they go the other route of bringing someone like Britt back, or maybe she wants to have the work weight type matches and they have her go against Hikaru Shida early on or something like that. There's a couple of different directions they can go with Mercedes Moné, and I like the fact that there's so many options.
Definitely agreed. I just want, to me, you always go, give me 6 matches. And, like, as long as these happen, everything else is gravy. I don't know who the 6 would be now, since so many people are out. Baker, Hayter, Storm, Julia.
Yeah. Thunder Rosa.
And Willow. 6. Done. Move on.
You counted Thunder Rosa?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I mean, I could throw in more. I mean, Chris Statlander.
Statlander for Big Seven.
With Stokely.
Absolutely. Oh my God, Stokely, man. Oh my God. Yes, please. He turned on Statlander right away.
Oh my God. Stoley. You saw the Stoley side he had? Stoley? Because Willow made him a friendship bracelet, but ran out of letters, so it said Stoley. And then when she had her match with Queen Aminata on Rampage, he came out with a sign that says Stoley loves his girls.
Athena? No, it's all right.
Athena's another one, yeah. I would put Athena, but they have to find someone who can replace her in Ring of Honor, and they don't seem to be in a hurry to do that unless they're gonna do Nyla Rose, which I don't mind either.
Oh. Okay, I can see that. Maybe.
Willow as her first feud, I can see that.
Maxine's pretty hilarious. I feel so.
Oh my God! Like literally, I have said your quote multiple times, and that matchup on Raw was the last time because they put her in a match on Raw, and they literally had no faith in her to wrestle, so they made it like 2 minutes.
I feel so bad for her. I felt that match. It's like, ooh. Listen, I get you. Listen, she can get reps. She's not here. Sorry. She's pretty. She's charismatic. She can't get reps here. You got something to next seat.
How dare you, Triple H, go out in a press conference and say that Jay Cargill is not ready when you have this woman on TV?
I love that. Is that what we have from last years with Jade?
No. But if you are keeping people off of TV for not being ready, and then yeah,
keeping stars off TV for not being ready. Like Sting can do what the fuck she wants with TV. What's that gonna hurt me or her? Rebecca's spot. She belongs. What she wants to me. It's like bad. It's a lot of money I spent. Oh.
Alright, next up.
Last thing. Camille versus Deanna Brown is not a dream match. I'm sick of you cocksuckers throwing that word around. It's not a dream match. I heard Romeo arguing with somebody a little while ago about whether or not Dragon and Andrade was a dream match because it had happened already. No, it's not a dream match because it's not a dream match, but it happened at all. It just isn't. I'm sorry. Jesus fucking Christ. Let's put around dream match.
The dream match has to be between 2 stars.
2 superstars. I'll go further. Seth Rollins can't have a dream match. He can't. There's no way that's a dream. That's a Shawn Michaels. There is no Seth Rollins dream match. Sorry. Dream match. It's in the word. Dream. Austin and Goldberg. Dream, motherfucker. Dream. Rocket Michaels. Dream. Stop it. Yeah. What are we doing?
Next up, we had Chris Jericho go one-on-one with Konosuke Takeshita. This one a grudge matchup. Yeah. Jericho's bumps in this matchup looked pretty rough. There were times where Jericho's head really like snapped and bounced off the mat a few times in this matchup, especially on like the Blue Thunder bombs and stuff like that. So I was like, ugh. But I mean, the middle portion of this matchup, it got into the next gear, and it actually picked up towards the end of this matchup with some good near falls, especially on that Avalanche Blue Thunder bomb, which got him a close near fall. Takeshita hits the power drive knee. He tries for another, but Jericho blocks it into the walls of Jericho. Callis smartly throws a chair into the ring to distract the referee as the ref is dealing with the chair. Callis comes on the apron and pops Jericho in the head with a screwdriver. This leads to Takeshita locking on the walls of Jericho himself. It looks like Jericho's gonna fade in the move as his arm drops twice, but he gets his arm up the third time. He tries to fight to the rope, but Takeshita pulls him back into the middle of the ring, changes it into a lion tamer, and Jericho taps out. Konosuke Takeshita becomes the first man to tap out Chris Jericho with his own damn move, and he beats his second AEW World Champion, following up from his 2 victories over Kenny Omega last summer. But fucking go! Fucking go! This shit started in July, motherfuckers! July! Why is this shit still going on? And why did that match not feel like the end? It did not feel like it. like suggesting people lose their job, but holy shit, the whole worry of keeping Chris Jericho is that WWE might grab him up. Let him at this point. Let him. You think if WWE told him to do that, that'd be even stupider than the decisions they've made in the last 2 weeks. If they signed up Chris Jericho right now. So you don't have to hold on to him. You should let him go. And you should not be coming up with finishes to protect Chris Jericho. This man lost to Action Andretti. He lost to Action Andretti cleaner than he lost to Konosuke Takeshita.
He's a babyface now. I never text you during Dynamite because I don't give a fuck enough about Dynamite to watch Dynamite and text at the same time as possible. But I had to. I was just watching the match. Like, I was watching how fast that was moving, how fast he was from spot to spot, how much he was in control of the action. So he's wrestling himself. He's just doing anything he can to make this passable. And I think he made it passable. Finish the Tanis.
It was passable, but yeah, the finish.
I didn't say a screwdriver. The character, he beat Kenny Omega. Not just. A long time ago. But he did beat Kenny Omega.
He did beat Darby Allin when he claims to.
Right? I think Jericho's a draw. At least last time I checked he was. But not enough to protect him as much. Sorry. Business. You gotta move on at some point. And you're already going to the WWE. I don't think you should be, first of all. You think I can find that kind of paycheck in the WWE. And just... He's always had a pretty good assessment of Chris Jericho. I always thought he was a hater, but he's got a pretty good assessment of where he ranks.
Jericho has a pretty good assessment of Triple H if you read that Melton report.
Yeah, about, what was it?
He was an average wrestler who politicked, and still average wrestler who now has power.
You think he's an average wrestler?
Huh?
You think he's an average wrestler? You'd agree with that? Horseshit?
Year 2000, yeah.
Outside the year 2000, so outside of before he blew his leg out.
Yeah, before that year, and before he blew his leg out, he was out.
Yeah, he's average. I just want to make sure you correctly. I'm sorry, I didn't take that for Brad. I'm not saying that for Jericho. Who the fuck is you? Sorry. Yeah, I was going to had a pretty good assessment on most wrestlers outside of himself. This is Jericho's it's over. He's not leaving. Jesus, everybody's been on. And rightfully so. And if he said stuff like this, he pulled another great gimmick out of his ass. I don't know what. Ready to close that? No.
The last time Jericho that liked Jericho was his, ironically, was something that a lot of people hated, was his Ring of Honor World Title.
Ooh, yeah. That was the kid exactly.
And that's nearly 2 years ago now.
I can't like not wanting me on the dream team, but Scottie Pippen not wanting me on the dream team. That's exactly what it's like. Brett is Michael Jordan. Chris Jericho, Scottie Pippen. You? Really? You can talk. Jordan can talk shit. You? Stop it. You motherfucker.
We got another super chat donation from the good brother Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. We always appreciate that.
Weapon in hand, too.
And John Moxley was talking shit. Did you see that?
What?
Triple H? No. Well, oh my God. If that was to happen, I might fucking blow a gasket. He was talking shit about WWE. Watch lazy wrestling and lazy wrestlers. And you didn't see that? You didn't see that?
Oh, the CMLL promo.
Yeah. So he's lost his mind. Because you all backed him up. You think he's fucking Kenny Omega when he's John Moxley. Sorry. Steve Austin.
We got Will Chisholm with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Will. He says that Britt will come back if Mercedes wants to work Thunder Rose. Then she'll return. How long will it take for Britt to be mad at the fact that Mercedes replaced her as Queen Bee? She's gonna get mad. Like I think she got mad already when she found out she signed.
I think it's over. Yeah, I think the Brit anger has came and gone. When she said about Christian and MJF's airtime versus the women's division, that was it. That was the so she has resigned herself to where she is.
Yeah, and she had to shut the fuck up. He did give some time and started giving them live promos in front of everybody. That's not great.
We return. The goddess of magic started attacking magicians, but the Justice League Dark is on the case.
Yeah, power driver finisher. That's why this whole win wasn't effective. Like, you just had Hobbs squash this dude. Like, so many people have beat him clean, and then you didn't have to catch to beat him clean. It's like, that makes no sense.
Maybe he doesn't get to catch the way you all do. We do all, the way I do. The way I do. Star. Yeah, he's a fucking star. He should be one of the fucking, I don't want to say pillars, I hate that word. One of the centerpieces of the company. But I don't think he views it that way. I don't think he does. Sorry.
Christopher Kidd said, Jimmy just said he wanted more Hogans. Jericho said, I'll ride that wave.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Contradicting yourself.
You're all important.
Fucking idiot.
That's Brock. That's Brock. That's not Hogan.
Yeah, it's Brock. It's a NWO Hogan match.
No, even NWO Hogan had a few matches on TV.
Yeah, that's the Giant. It's Lex Luger. Yeah, sure.
Will Chisholm with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm. You have been awesome as always. Thank you so much.
Fucking bullshit.
He says, well, I got some bad news. We're not through this Jericho shit. We're in the second middle, my
friend. Yeah. I don't know how you were hoping it was coming to an end of Dynamite. The pay-per-view around the corner. You don't think we're making it to that? You're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, no, I figured. I literally said after Battle of the Belts that they were going to do Takeshita and Hobbs versus Jericho and Sammy.
That should
I didn't even mention that Sammy came out during the matchup, hit Hobbs with the chair. Hobbs no-sold that, which was great. And then he hit him with a cutter, and then they fought into the crowd. I love Hobbs no-selling all his shit. He even got up after the cutter.
Sammy came out to Big Pop, too. Fucking gross.
Yeah, it was gross. Was gross. Like, how are you getting popped still? What are we doing here? This Phoenix Prime is too friendly. We got Joey Boy who says, I like that Ocho run. I did too. That Ishii matchup where Ishii chopped his chest bloody. I still remember that. I still remember that.
She was going good for a while there. I don't remember what happened. We'll fuck that up.
Even the Starks rivalry was fine. I think it's the Adam Cole feud. That's where that's the point of no return. Because he got someone fresh, someone who just turned babyface, coming back from a year-long injury, and they just couldn't make up their fucking mind with that feud. Like, it was like, okay, we're gonna involve the Outcasts and Britt, and we're gonna do this cool little angle where they beat up Britt in front of Cole, but the handcuffs don't work. The handcuffs don't have Cole cuffed to the actual fucking ropes. Then they made that stupid t-shirt with Britt's black eye, and it's like, that's the wrong message. What are we doing here? And then they invited Seth for the pay-per-view. Right. Killed Las Vegas so much, people still don't want Las Vegas to be the home of Double or Nothing 2024. That's how bad that match was. That it killed that crowd dead to the point that people think that crowd is dead for a pay-per-view.
Just go away. Go away for a bit. Just a little bit. We got the Revolution. Just a little bit. 3 months, 4 months. Yeah, 3 months.
That's what Jeff Valley Driver's saying. He said she should just take a break for like 3 months minimum.
Yeah, then you come back. You were excited to see you because you've been fucking down for fucking 4 years.
Yeah, the Starks feud was fine because they just ended with Starks beating him. Like, there wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It was out of order because they had him beat him the first week of 2023, and it's just like, okay, why do we need to go on? Do we need to go on?
Right.
Like, do we need to go on? But in the end, Starks wins, and it was a good match at Revolution. So I will say that was fine. We'll say, keep it at fine. Fine is like below good, people. You have to understand. Fine, solid. That's what I say when I don't think something is good, but it is possible.
Passable is a great.
Solid.
You want to have sex with your girl, she says fine, and you wouldn't be exactly excited about it. You'll take it. Fine.
And then finally on this show, we ended off with the main event. Jimmy, Sting, and Darby Allin challenging Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the AEW World Tag Team Championships in a tornado tag team matchup. And oh boy, did they just say, we're just going to have this wild, crazy matchup. We're getting TNA Sting because he's wearing a shirt and he's fighting through the crowd. Sting had his sons in the first row, which the funniest comment that I heard about the sons is that the sons look like the real Sting and NWO Sting. Because they did have his face. They did have a young, very young Sting face, both of his sons. They fight through the crowd. Of course, Sting does his New Jack impersonation at 64 years old, doing a fucking dive off the balcony. This has become one of his signature moves in this run, Jimmy. When things return, Sting hits the Stinger Splash against the barricade on Big Bill, who basically no-sells it and just runs through Sting. Allin, this is the spot of the whole entire show for me, Jimmy. Darby Allin tries his torpedo suicide dive. Oh, boss man. The Black Hole Slam! Oh my god, that might have been one of my favorite Boss Man Black Hole Slams ever. This was just visually tremendous. Back in the ring, Bill lifts Allin up in a choke before just slamming him down, bouncing Allen's head off the mat like a ball. At one point, he throws Allin clear over his head. Bill and Starks set up a table ringside as Starks calls for Bill to press Darby into it, but Sting comes in. He fights off both men. Starks sneaks up behind Sting and lands a Scorpion Death Drop, but Allin breaks up the pin. Allin and Starks start sugging it out. Starks backflips out of the corner, tweaks his ankle a bit. Sting and Darby trade Stinger and Coffin splashes on Big Bill in the corner. We get a Code Red and Coffin Drop follow-up on the floor. Starks misses an Enziguri on Sting, who then connects with the Scorpion Death Drop, but Big Bill appears in the frame. Allin jumps on Big Bill's back into a sleeper. Bill makes it to the apron where he's like, oh, fuck, there's a person on my back. And then Darby gouges his eyes, and then both guys fall into the table. We get Sting and Ricky start going at it. We get a great character moment where Sting is a little bit drowsy and Ricky's looking at him, aiming for the spear, and he has like a second of kind of regret of not wanting, a brief hesitation of not wanting to finish Sting here. So Sting fires up, but Ricky decides in the end to hit the spear. He gets a close 2 count. Both men are in the corner. They fire up. Ricky runs at Sting for another spear, but Sting catches him in a DDT position, turns him around into a Scorpion Death Drop, the second one of the matchup for the 1, 2, 3. Sting at 64 years old in the year of our Lord 2024 is an AEW champion. Sting and Darby Allin finally winning the AEW World Tag Team Championships. They celebrate with Sting's son. Sting has all his sons up on the ring, in the ring. We got the older sons on the apron. We got him and Darby Allin celebrating the win. This is a great way to close the show, a happy ending that we all been looking for, and nothing to complain about here until those damn dastardly Young Bucks in their nice shiny white suits show up with white bats. They attack Sting from behind. They blast Darby Allin in the head with the bat, busting him open, which made it just, it was like, oh, that's why they wore the white suits. It's like Darby gets busted open. They just start rubbing it into the suits. This gives you the great visual with the blood stains all over their white suits. And this beatdown went down long, and it got tremendous heat, Jimmy. It got incredible heat from this Phoenix crowd. They hated the Young Bucks. booed them out the building as they stood tall, even attacking Sting's sons. So they laid out Sting and all of his sons standing tall here, and they made sure that Sting and Darby Allin, they have their attention now. Great stuff, in my opinion. I thought the main event was very good. The tornado tag. Can I just give credit where credit's due? Big Bill was the MVP of this matchup, in my opinion. Big Bill came off like what Sting kind of set it up last week when he was like, "Are you a killer?" That motherfucker looked like a killer in this matchup. The visual on that Lost Man Slam, how he was just looked like a monster, felt like a monster going against Sting, going against Darby. He was the MVP of the matchup, in my opinion. He felt like a bigger star coming out this matchup, and Ricky did. And that, I'm not saying he's a bigger star than Ricky, but he felt like one coming out of this matchup. Coming out this matchup. I love the last ending with Ricky with the great character moment, which kind of hints at maybe him going back babyface. And I wouldn't mind a Ricky and Big Bill rivalry, because for a makeshift team, they got a whole of a hell lot out of this than a lot of people thought they would at the beginning. This was just a feel-good moment with the matchup, but that ending, that is how you kind of set up a big-time championship matchup for a pay-per-view. That felt very old school in the nature. There wasn't no super kicks, wasn't no fancy spots. It was literally, you could have saw that beatdown in 1980 or 2024. It was very basic by the numbers, but it worked.
I thought it was a really good tag match. Really good? Yeah, I got really good. It was a really good tag match. Bill probably be the MVP. However, I do have a Darby take. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying overall as a wrestler. Okay, to be clear, don't at me. But Darby Allin is the best little man versus big man wrestler ever. I'm sorry, no disrespect to Rick. But little man versus big man, every time.
It's like, yeah, I'm not shocked you said that, but I'm more shocked that you said that, because you very rarely give that high of a praise for someone who's like a current generation wrestler. But I can't argue with it. With the Joe series, it's like the perfect wrestler.
Yeah, it's Darby and Joe, it's Darby and Miro, it's Darby and Big Bill, it's Darby and Brian Cage, it's Darby and Cups that come around. And it's just great every time. I'm such a fan. How do I say this? Let's say this nicely. How I feel Thumbs Up Rapper. First, the post match goes. It was really well done. I was shocked how happy I was the Buck showed up. Not because I hate happiness and didn't want to see Sting be happy, but it just felt like the perfect time. Like, this is what the gimmick is supposed to be. Here, Sting and them having a moment. It's their moment. It's beautiful. We definitely wait till next week, but it's better now in the middle of your moment. Because now it's our moment. What a bunch of scumbags out there.
It was so great. It's because it went so long too. There's sometimes a post-match meeting will go too long, and I'm like, it went too long. It would have been better if they cut it off after this. No, this was perfect for the length that it went, because they just kept so old school. It was like 1990, 1980. I could have saw this.
So good. The white suit worked. Even Matt Jackson felt believable to me.
And oh my god, I forgot the best touch they did. The EVP trigger.
Oh, right. That's the one to complain about. Thank you. I like the EVP trigger as a name. To be clear, it is the appropriate name change. But we're in the middle of this gory beatdown. With this heinous shit. And this caliber feels the need to interrupt everything to tell us about this fucking name. There's somebody being murdered in the ring, sir. I don't think we should care about getting the name right if you don't mind.
Alrighty. Let's call it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. See you dudes later. Deuces.